The most dangerous man is not the loudest in the room. He's the one who moves in silence, free from control, immune to manipulation. In a world obsessed with conformity, where people chase validation and fight for status, Sigma males stand apart. They rewrite the rules, disrupt the system, and walk their own path, unapologetically. Psychologists have found that people are more intimidated by those who are unpredictable than those who openly display dominance. And that's the Sigma effect. They don't need approval. They don't crave the spotlight. They move with quiet purpose. And that terrifies people. It's like trying to capture smoke. You see them, you feel their presence, but you can never grasp their full depth. Even alpha males pause and wonder, what is it about him? But let's be clear, this isn't arrogance. This is the power of true independence. And today, we're diving deep into the minds of these untouchable men. By the end of this, you'll understand why the world fears, respects, and envies the Sigma male. Stay tuned. This might just change the way you see power. For number 1, their intense presence commands attention. A Sigma male doesn't chase attention. He commands it without a word. Unlike alphas who thrive on dominance, or betas who seek validation, Sigmas operate in a space of quiet. Their power lies in their presence, not their volume. It's an unspoken force that turns heads and sparks curiosity. Psychologists suggest that humans are wired to notice predictability. When someone doesn't follow social norms, like seeking approval or engaging in small talk, they become an enigma. That's why Sigmas, with their composed and self-sufficient nature, stand out without trying. They create a magnetic pull. People want to understand them, but can't quite figure them out. The mystery surrounding a Sigma is amplified by their selective energy. They don't speak unless necessary, making every word carry weight. Their silence isn't awkward. It's powerful. It forces people to lean in, to wonder, to respect. As Lao Tzu said, silence is a source of great strength. And because society struggles to define them, Sigmas are both admired and feared. They disrupt the status quo simply by existing on their own terms, proving that true influence doesn't come from seeking attention, but from making attention seek you. Number 2, they are unpredictable. In a world obsessed with labels and social structures, the Sigma male is an anomaly, unpredictable, independent, and entirely self-sufficient. Unlike alphas who command attention through dominance, or betas who follow established hierarchies, Sigmas walk a path of their own. One moment, they're leading with quiet confidence. The next, they vanish into solitude without explanation. This erratic behavior unsettles people, especially those who rely on predictable social dynamics. Human psychology is wired to categorize people quickly: leader, follower, extrovert, introvert. But Sigma refuses to fit into these boxes. He might show leadership skills but rejects the need for followers. He can be social yet prefers deep isolation. This unpredictability breeds unease because people don't know how to interact with him. Is he a threat, an ally, a mystery? Society thrives on structure, and when someone operates outside of it, they become an enigma. The Sigma's refusal to conform makes him a wild card, someone who can't be controlled or easily understood. And in a world where predictability equals comfort, that's enough to make others anxious. Yet, this very trait is what makes Sigmas so fascinating: untamed, unreadable, and completely in control of their own destiny. Number 3, they are completely self-sufficient. Society conditions us to believe that survival depends on belonging, fitting into a tribe, a group, a hierarchy. From childhood, we're taught that teamwork is everything, and that being accepted is the key to success. But Sigma males defy this conditioning. They don't seek approval, validation, or a support system to thrive. Instead, they forge their own paths, relying solely on their intellect, instincts, and self-discipline. This independence unsettles people. Why? Because most rely on external validation to measure their worth. They need constant reassurance from friends, colleagues, and social circles. But Sigmas, their confidence is internal. Their self-worth isn't dictated by others' opinions, but by their own standards. A Sigma male's idea of teamwork: I got this. He doesn't wait for permission or depend on a safety net. He moves in silence, strategizing and executing without the need for applause. While others waste time seeking approval, he's already 10 steps ahead. This level of self-sufficiency is rare, and what's rare often intimidates people. A man who walks alone, unshaken and untamed, challenges the very fabric of societal norms. But that's what makes Sigmas exceptional. They don't follow the system. They master it. Number 4, they are deep thinkers. While most people thrive on casual conversations about the weather, sports, or the latest gossip, Sigma males operate on an entirely different frequency. They crave depth, intellectual stimulation, and meaningful exchanges. A Sigma doesn't just talk, he dissects ideas, challenges perspectives, and seeks the truth beneath the surface. This makes small talk feel like wasted energy to him. His mind is always at work, analyzing situations, predicting outcomes, and strategizing his next move. While others are focused on the present moment, the Sigma is already 5 steps ahead, calculating every possible scenario. This level of foresight and critical thinking can be intimidating to those who are used to living reactively rather than proactively. In a group setting, the Sigma's silence is often mistaken for disinterest, but in reality, he is observing, reading between the lines, and assessing hidden motives. This ability to see through superficiality unsettles people who rely on charm and social games to get ahead. They sense that the Sigma isn't easily fooled, and that makes them uncomfortable. Ultimately, the Sigma male's preference for depth over triviality sets him apart, making him a rare force in a world dominated by shallow conversations and short attention spans. Number 5, they can't be manipulated. Sigma males have an almost uncanny ability to see through deception. Their sharp intuition, combined with a highly analytical mindset, makes them immune to the tactics that manipulate most people. They don't fall for guilt trips, emotional traps, or peer pressure because they operate on logic, self-awareness, and an independent moral code rather than external validation. Unlike those who get caught up in social expectations, Sigmas remain detached from drama, carefully observing rather than reacting. This frustrates manipulators, especially those who rely on emotional manipulation to control others. A guilt trip might make an average person cave in, but a Sigma male recognizes it for what it is, a psychological ploy. Peer pressure, irrelevant to someone who walks their own path. This emotional resilience makes Sigmas a threat to controlling personalities. Whether it's a workplace narcissist, a toxic friend, or a manipulative partner, they all struggle to gain power over a Sigma. Why? Because you can't control someone who doesn't seek approval. You can't control a Sigma, and that's what scares people the most. Their ability to see through the facade of influence and stay true to themselves is what makes them both mysterious and powerful in the eyes of the world. Number 6, they value freedom over everything. A Sigma male's freedom is his most prized possession. Unlike those who crave approval, money, or status to define their worth, a Sigma operates from an internal compass. He doesn't seek validation because he understands that true power comes from self-mastery, not societal labels. This mindset unsettles people who rely on external markers to feel significant. When a Sigma refuses to conform, whether in relationships, career choices, or social circles, others feel threatened because his independence exposes their dependence. A Sigma would rather walk away from a high-paying job than compromise his values. He'd rather be alone than trapped in a superficial relationship. His silence speaks louder than empty praise. To the world, he's an enigma, unbothered, untamed, and unapologetically himself. And that, in itself, is power. While others chase illusions of success, he masters the art of living on his own terms. That's why a Sigma will never be caged. Number 7, they challenge authority without fear. Sigmas don't just accept rules at face value. They dissect them. While society conditions most people to obey without question, Sigmas operate differently. They view rules as frameworks, not absolutes. Their independent minds ask, who made this rule? Why does it exist? Does it serve a purpose, or is it just a tool for control? This mindset makes them unpredictable and therefore a challenge to authority. Institutions thrive on compliance because it keeps the system running smoothly. But Sigmas, they disrupt the norm, they expose flaws, loopholes, and inefficiencies that others ignore. This isn't about rebellion for the sake of it. It's about truth and efficiency. History is full of Sigma-like figures. Think of Nikola Tesla, who defied industry norms, or Socrates, who questioned Athenian laws until it cost him his life. Sigmas aren't troublemakers, they're thinkers, and that makes them a force to be reckoned with. Number 8, they have an unshakable confidence. A Sigma male doesn't need external validation to feel worthy. His confidence isn't built on praise, status, or social dominance. It's rooted in self-mastery. Unlike alphas who thrive on recognition, Sigmas operate in the shadows, letting results do the talking. This silent strength unnerves people because it defies expectation. Society is conditioned to associate confidence with loudness, but Sigmas prove the opposite. True power doesn't need a megaphone. This is why Sigmas often stand out without trying. Their quiet demeanor isn't shyness, it's deliberate. They don't waste time proving their intelligence, wealth, or skills. They embody them. And that's what confuses people. What gives this man so much presence without effort? It's unsettling to those who equate worth with outward display. A Sigma male's idea of bragging is not bragging, because when you truly know your value, you don't need to announce it. The world will notice on its own. Number 9, they are selective with their energy. Sigma males are highly selective about who they let into their lives. They don't engage in relationships just for the sake of companionship or social validation. Instead, they seek meaningful, deep connections that align with their values, intellect, and purpose. This isn't arrogance, it's efficiency. They understand that time is the most valuable resource, and they refuse to waste it on shallow relationships that drain their energy. However, this level of discernment often makes others feel unimportant or overlooked. Many people equate attention with validation, and when a Sigma male doesn't prioritize them, they start feeling insecure. That insecurity can fester into resentment or even fear. Why? Because Sigma males operate on a different wavelength. They don't seek approval or conform to social norms. Their independence can be intimidating, making others question their own worth in comparison. But the truth is, Sigmas simply value substance over superficiality, nothing personal, just intentional. Number 10, they are comfortable in chaos. When chaos erupts, most people either freeze in fear or react impulsively. Not Sigma males. They possess an almost eerie calmness, allowing them to assess situations with laser-sharp focus. This isn't luck. It's a cultivated mindset. Sigmas understand that panic clouds judgment, leading to poor decisions. Instead, they tap into logic and strategy, analyzing variables like a master chess player. Consider a crisis at work. While others scramble in confusion, the Sigma steps back, evaluates the problem, and finds the most effective solution. This level-headedness commands respect, but also intimidates those who rely on emotional reactions. Psychologically, their ability to regulate stress comes from a strong sense of independence and self-reliance. They don't seek external validation, which makes them immune to group hysteria. This rare trait makes Sigmas not just survivors, but silent leaders, ones who emerge stronger when the pressure is on, while others crumble under the weight. Sigmas, if you've made it this far, you already know you're different, and that's why people fear you. But don't let their fear limit you. Instead, embrace your uniqueness and keep walking your own path. If this video resonated with you, drop a like and hit that subscribe button. Join this community of independent thinkers, and let's keep pushing forward together. Having said this,